Hi, my name is Grace Odmark. This is my Battleship project. So I'm just going to start by running the local version, and here I am manually setting this up. This is the same way that it would work if I was manually setting it up in an online version. I'm just going to show here I can't place on A1 again. I couldn't place to say A11 because that's out of scope. I couldn't place to A10 because it'll go out of scope. Um, and yeah, it's working perfectly here. So now I can go ahead and start uh, doing some guesses. If my input is invalid, it will flag that and say that I need a new one. If I were to do A11, it wouldn't let me. If I did K, or no, if I did W1, it wouldn't let me. Um, so this is, of course, the board that I just made. So this isn't quite as functional for the scope of actually playing the game, but for the sake of demonstration purposes, this is, of course, helpful. And there we go, successfully played the game, and you could just rejoin it if you wanted. Now we're going to start a server, and I'll just start with the single version of this. So the server started, oops, Python 3. So I'm going to put a username, Grace, and then it's just going to wait a second to see if I have a another player joining, but I don't. It's a single game, so I can just go ahead and get started. A1, A2, A3. I can have another client join as well. Just if they want to be a spectator, they'll give a username just to keep track of that. And then as soon as I do say A6, it will pop up for them. I can have multiple spectators. This one is Sue, and Sue can also see what's going on. And if this one leaves, um, the another one will just keep working, no problem. Okay, so now it's about done. I just wanted to also show this functionality. So if I try to do, say, A1, won't work, already fired there. If I try to do, say I tried to do B11, won't work, out of scope. So that's working nicely. Over here, we're seeing when things are being sunk, just getting some updates over there. And then I can go ahead and finish out this game. And there you go. Would you like to play another round? I can say yes. And in the case where I said no, it would just cancel. But for now, I'll just quit, and that closes nicely. I can just close this, and then my server is going to stay on actually, and I can go ahead and enter multiplayer mode. So I'll put Grace and then put my last name here. I've already done manual, so for the sake of time, we're just going to do random for both of these. And then here we are starting the prompting, and the server is also printing the boards just to keep track of what both of those look like, especially for demonstration purposes. And I can also have a spectator join. So that spectator is just there, and the spectator is going to see everything that's happening. So the misses, the hits, you are notified when you've been hit, everything like that. I'm going to go ahead and work through this real quick. Okay, so now we've gotten to a point where the game has ended. I did send some server client messages. So like here with the delimiter, the high, it will show up. It showed up here as it says who it's from in the message, and that also shows up for the spectators. So that's great. So if I want to decide whether or not I want to play again, I'm going to say yes for one and no for another. So since I said yes for one, we're going to enter online single player mode, and this is the spectator is going to be able to just keep watching what's happening over here, and I'm just going to work through that. Okay, so we're almost done down here. In this single player version, the spectator has been watching all of this, and there we go. Okay, and then I just had two final things that I wanted to focus on in, whoops, in the demo. So I was going to show the timeout functionality. So if I start a server, then I have the client. I'm going to do two clients in this one because I am going to show the functionality of a timeout on a turn. So I'm going to just do random and then say they both play a turn. Then we're gonna take a quick break for the timeout. Okay, so we see that they lost the turn because they took too long, but we can just go back to playing like normal here.